So let's make our way towards sort of York Road, and once we go towards there we can work on roundabouts together, okay? You didn't hit the curb, don't worry. Just a little close, but you didn't hit the curb, don't worry. So what we're going to do now is we're going to follow the road ahead. We're then going to look for some roundabouts together, but we need to do one lane change in between there. So we're going to go up Selby Road together. Make sure you're a door width away from any obstruction on your left. So move your car slightly further to the right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to follow the road ahead, but we're going to move into lane 1 on the left. So when we turn to the left, we're going to keep in lane 1. We're going to follow the road ahead, and then I'm going to ask you to do a lane change. So I want you to do what you discussed with me earlier on and start doing that from now. So start your assessment, your analysing from here onwards. So I want you to do a lane change into the lane on the right when you're ready. Your lights are still green. Your lights are green. Any idea why I panicked there? Look at your speed. You went down to 24 from 33.
That's fine.
Okay. Now let's do another lane change, and we're going to follow the sign for Halton. So let's do another lane change into the lane on the right. On the right. There you are. That's all you need to do. And you feel that you didn't even need to move the steering wheel much. We're going to remain in this lane and follow the road around to the right. So you don't feel it when you're sat in the driver's seat, but when you're sat in the back seat, you can feel the car flying around. And the reason for that is your front seats hug you.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm quiet, there's nothing to say, perfectly fine. So your steering position is correct, the car position is correct. What's the speed limit here? I need you close to it at some point, okay? The point I'm making is, because it's raining, you're going considerably slow, but I don't know whether you're doing it because it's raining or you're doing it because you're driving slow. So I want your speed above 30 most of the time. Can you see anything ahead of you that would make you change direction? You need to do it immediately. So when it's safe, when you're ready. So if you signal now, when you're ready, that's it. Now look at your speed. Cancel the signal. You're doing it again. You need to go faster. For some reason you're dropping your speed. Okay? Now move back into the lane on the left when you're ready. There we are. Only thing now you need to work on is your speed. You're dropping your speed substantially. Continue following the road. You're doing it again, you're dropping your speed to 20. Continue following the road ahead. Soon we'll approach a roundabout. At the roundabout, take the first exit, follow the signs for cross gates. Okay? Can you repeat the instruction back to me? Yeah. As soon as you identify that you're approaching a roundabout, tell me. Travelling at 17. Look at your speedometer there, it's telling you speed there. It shows you down there your speed. Remember what we discussed earlier on again. So we're following the signs for. Let me know when you see anything telling you you're approaching a roundabout.
It's the sign telling me.
Okay. What speed are we doing? This is too slow. Increase the speed. That's better.
Exit.
Yep, first exit.
Exit.
Look in your right door mirror. He thinks you're parking up. You are too close to the curb. That's good. Now do your assessment to see if you need to stop. You need to go faster, you're going too slow. If there's somebody coming off the roundabout, they'll bump into the back of your car. So make sure your speed is appropriate when you're exiting the roundabout. So now, the next roundabout you come to, you come onto it okay, you assess really well, but when you exit the roundabout, you need to go slightly faster. So you're not decreasing your speed as you exit, you're increasing your speed as you exit. Speed is reasonable, very reasonable. At the next roundabout, we will be taking the third exit at the roundabout. We are going ahead, third exit. We'll be following the signs for, I believe it's Seacroft. Okay? So when you get to the roundabout, it's a signal control roundabout. When we get to the roundabout, we are taking the third exit. We are following the signs for Seacroft. Tell me when you identify that you're approaching a roundabout, okay? Tell me when you reason when you see the roundabout. Yeah, that sign, yeah, okay. Following the sign for Seacroft, we're going to do it from the lane that we're in now, okay? So we're going to stay in this lane. A bit more to left. Cancel your signal.
Oh, because I should have done that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to stay in this lane. We're going to get to the roundabout, continue with our right signal on, and go round the roundabout and take the third exit. Yeah,
Okay.
we can do it from the lane on the left.
So, okay. I just stay in the left.
Yeah, we stay in the left lane as we go around. That's fine. Let's go a little faster. 15 is too slow. That's good. This is the exit. Can you remember what we need to do? Can you remember what we discussed with this speed? Do you understand why I grabbed your wheel there? You're wandering lanes, you're not looking in your mirrors. At the next roundabout, I want you to go ahead, second exit. So what you're doing with the car is perfect, it's really good, but your mirror checks with this are not synchronized. And because he lives around here, he knows where he's going, he's on autopilot. So at the roundabout, follow the sign for Seacroft. You remember we need to increase it, so start increasing your speed. Increase as you exit, go faster. Put your foot down. Put your foot down, to flow, so it goes faster. Good. Much better. Do you know the way you decided not to go at the roundabout? Got correct. If you didn't, I would have stopped you. So well done, not productive. At the next roundabout, go ahead. Second exit. We are now following the signs, but I believe it's Oakwood or City Centre. Morton. So second exit ahead. We're then gonna, I'll let you do this one first. Remember what we discussed about your speeds. That's right. Mirror checks were good when you exit. Better. We're now going to follow the signs for the city centre. So when we get to the next roundabout, follow the signs for the city centre. Now you're following distance when it's raining.
Oh, it's far.
Should it be what?
Far.
Okay, can you give me an example of that? Once you understand your example, say to me, it's this. So I understand what your idea of a 4-second gap is. Yeah, that's correct. You understand why I said that to you? Yeah, just a little bit closer to clarify. Yeah, yeah. But this is perfectly fine. So tell me when you see a sign telling you the roundabout's approach. So you're following the signs for?
Just exit.
when it's safe to do so, can you turn on the radio mister? Now, while you're travelling in this lane, tell me when you notice anything that makes you change direction. You did it fine. You're supposed to tell me as well, though. It's fine, no worries.
It's okay. Should I have changed it? No.
Well, if you didn't, you'd have a problem. Do you understand what that beeping noise is? Okay, do me a favour, pull up anywhere on the left here. It's okay, it's safe, it's legit, we can do this. Do you understand why I parked you up? No? Okay, you're a learner car, you're an inexperienced driver. So there's no problem with me pulling you in. You're a learner driver in a learner car with a driving instructor. That's headboards on so everyone can see it's a learner car and you're learning to drive. But if you were driving alone and you passed your driving test, you would have been pulled over by now. Yeah. I would have pulled you over as a policeman. I would have definitely pulled you over. I would have pulled you over thinking you're drunk.
Because I was doing that one.
What do you mean?
I was then going.
What do you mean? You show me,
I
like,
was going zigzag on the dual.
what do you mean?
I was going there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I was like.
No, explain what do you mean by
I
that.
was going zigzag like on the. I wasn't keeping to one lane.
But did you have to do that?
Because power cars now.
So that's not a problem, is it?
Okay.
So why would the policeman pull you over?
My speed.
No?
Oh.
You're driving like you're drunk. What do I mean by that?
Okay.
No? No idea. You don't know?
I don't know if it's going.
You can't show him. Okay, I want you to watch this bus. Oh, you can't, he's turning off. Okay, no, it's not. Okay, look at that learner car. What lane is she in? Okay. Is she in her lane or is she in any lane?
Would her lane be on the left or?
It's any lane that she's in, but is she in A lane? Is she in them lanes or is she in one lane? No, let me reword that question, okay? You know, when you're driving this car and you are driving along, what did you fairly test on? Can you remember?
So roundabout was going.
What did he fail you on?
Because I didn't look as a car behind.
So what did he actually fail you on? What did he say to you? Can you remember? Can you remember what he said? Amber, do you know what her problem is?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what her problem is?
She went in the left side when she was on the roundabout.
So do you understand?
Instead of in her
Put this
own
over there.
lane.
So do you understand what we call that? As in, when we train drivers, do you understand what we call that? We call it straddling. Lane straddling. So would you understand what lane straddling is? It's a bit like leaning into another lane. Not actually going into it fully. You've been doing that all lesson. You're not beep 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 was telling you you're leaving your lane. And that's why I asked you, do you know what that noise is? You said no, if I pulled you in. I want you to understand you were making a mistake earlier on, but you weren't affecting anybody, so I stayed quiet. But you know, when I grabbed your steering wheel in crossgates, you had to go across. Whether you would have hit a car, so you had to do that.
I had to change the lanes.
Yeah, you had to sit on the line. But because you're sitting on the line and you're doing something that you normally wouldn't do, you're not making very regular mirror checks. Do you understand what I mean by that? So, in terms of your driving test, what they said to you was, look, you're lane straddling. You know, he said to you, look, you know, you're going, you went into somebody else's lane. That's why the man horned at you. So that while you're driving this car, you are in your lane, you're traveling, but you're leaving your lane and you're not sure you are. It's happened on roundabouts when you're turning left. You're going very, very wide, especially when you go ahead. So do you understand what I mean by you going wide? Can you show me the letter S from the bottom with your hands like this? Like a snake. What does a snake do? How does a snake slither? Like that. You don't do that when you go around a roundabout. You go in a straight line almost. You don't follow the curve of the road. So if the road curves, you don't follow the curve. You go in a straight line. There is a reason for that, Nabila, and it's the position of your hands on the wheel. They're too low. It doesn't matter where I have my hands on the wheel, because consciously I'm aware of the road. So I kind of, it's again, I come back to that point of experience. So what you are doing is you're lane straddling and you're not noticing it. Now you keep your hands low on the wheel because it makes it comfortable for you. You need your hands higher on the wheel. And you need to pull to the left, pull to the right, pull to the left. When you're going ahead at a roundabout, what you do, you pull to the left and pull to the right. You don't pull to the left again. That means you go over the centre line. Similarly, if you're going ahead, you don't follow the curve of the road. But the reason why I've pulled you in is to kind of go through that with you and understand that with you. Now, for example, just now we were pulling in, weren't we? I said pull up on the left. You went past Dib Lane with your left signal on. That road. With your left signal on. The problem with doing that is if there's a car doing a U-turn on a dual carriageway, he'll go into your car. Because he's going to try and come into left lane. He'll think you're turning left there. So did you have to come into left lane? No. That's why I pulled you up. Look, there's an obstruction here. So you know near the bus when I said to you, tell me why you need to change direction. The reason why I said that was because you did it late. You're forward planning with me there. You should have seen the bus with the brake lights on and just immediately changed lanes and gone. Now you're not driving bad, you're just not looking further ahead. On the way back to the test centre, can we see an improvement in your lane positioning? Just stay in the middle of your lane at all times. So move off when you're ready and let's get that improved, please. And that was poor forward planning from him. That's why that person beeped him. So you need to be aware of your car position at all times on the road. So you need to center the car in your lane, in whatever lane you're in. At the roundabout, take the first exit left. That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. But this speed is too fast for the environment you're in. So previously you're going like too slow, this is too quick. And the reason for that is there's lots of cars around you, it's raining, it's uncomfortable. So 21, 22, 24, Perfectly reasonable. And once the road widens up, the rain subsides or something, then you run up. Take the next road on the right, please. Keep your hands higher, we agreed. That's fine. At the roundabout, go ahead, second exit. Go a lot faster. You know your lane positioning with your cushion that you used to have on the seat, it was better. Perhaps consider that. Do you know, in your next lesson, bring it, just see how you get on. Maybe because you're a little higher, you could see more.
No, I can see it.
That's fine, okay? As long as we don't get a repeat of that, I don't care how you manage that. The point I'm trying to make to you is just be aware of your positioning. However you do it, you know, however you're managing it, whatever you need to do, as long as you're managing it and you're not unnecessarily straddling lines, you're perfectly fine for a driving test. At the roundabout, go ahead, second exit. Just a little there, you feel it?
Yeah.
That's your steering that stops. And your steering has to continuously turn. So you felt it there, didn't you? I realised it as well. Traffic lights, turn left. And that's perfectly fine. That's the type of turn that they expect. It's a type of turn that's completely natural. That's good. Well done. There's somebody in shorts, isn't there? And find a safe place to pull up on the left. Lovely. Okay, how did it go? Yeah, speak up, man. It's cool. It doesn't bother me. How did your roundabouts go?
Not the best, not perfect.
Were they
but
better
it was
than
okay,
before?
They're better than before. I'm understanding. But
Okay. Do
definitely-
you understand it better now?
Yeah, I
What
do.
do you understand better?
It's when you said like obviously I'm finding that I'm looking more ahead now, like in the lanes and what lane they are in as well. Like it's like what lane is the moving, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
What
And
is
in
it?
terms of a lane change on a dual carriageway, do you understand that better?
100%, yeah.
That is beautiful.
100%.
That is absolutely spot on now. Okay, this lane straddling business, why am I a little bit
I know.
anxious about that? Do you understand why? Do you understand why I'm a little bit nervous about it?
Yeah. Even
It's because you're unaware of it.
unaware, that's right.
So how are you going to fix that for a driving test? Because it's you're perfectly capable of fixing it before you
Next
test.
time I'm just gonna change lanes. I think it's fine
Yeah.
in a second.
Do you know what I said to you in terms of when you're approaching a roundabout? Tell me when you know that you're approaching a roundabout. Do you understand why I asked that question?
It's too forward. That's what I can forward plan.
Okay, then why don't you take that kind of sequencing that you're doing there
Yeah.
to anything in your lane? Okay, so you know when I say to you when you're approaching a roundabout,
Yeah.
tell me when you see
Okay.
any signs or anything telling you that you're approaching a roundabout, yeah? And you say to me, that sign there. And you tell me from like really, really far.
Yeah.
And genuinely, it's when we see it. So you see it at the same time. Why don't you also look in your lane for any obstructions at the same time? And if you see an obstruction in your lane at the same time that you identify a roundabout sign, immediately move out your lane. Because if it's blocking your lane, you need to immediately move out
Yeah.
and then come back in
Come back in.
after you go past the obstruction.
Okay.
So you know the way you forward plan when you identify a roundabout sign, you should be identifying anything in your lane that's holding you up, that has to hold you up. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you need to take that skill that you've got with your forward planning with identifying a roundabout and bring that forward planning with any obstruction that you have in your lane, which you don't do. Before you weren't even doing it with roundabouts, now you're doing it with roundabouts. It's brilliant. Do you understand this covert sort of me telling you off? You're easily capable of passing this test. But you need to change these two things. Amber, is there anything you want to add? You're
I
very
think you
quick.
covered everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just them two little things, and I promise you bag the test. No problem at all. It's not that you don't do it. You selectively don't do it. So it's like sometimes, it's like you don't want to hear your mum when she's giving you a lecture, and you kind of hum to yourself, so you don't hear what you don't want to hear. Well, we all do it, man. You know. So
When she see a hazard, she just go close and then she
yeah,
Yeah.
do something. If you
Yeah.
do it before, then it's
exactly the same as roundabout. Yeah, exactly the same with identifying a roundabout sign. You see the roundabout sign, as soon as you see, I've clocked it.
Yeah.
Look for the bus that's signalling left near a bus stop, slowing down with your brake lights on. And
That's okay if I can do that, can I? Like,
Yeah, just
change and
yeah.
go back in.
the thing is, what you must remember is, you see this red car ahead of you. Okay, if there was somebody in that car, and there was a bus in front of him, parked in front of him, would he change lanes?
Yeah.
He would, wouldn't he?
But, yeah.
Would you be able to see the bus in front of him? It's not a silly question.
I would.
You would, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
So if he's going to move out of the way for the bus, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so if he starts moving, do you move as well?
If he starts moving,
Yeah, if he starts moving out of this lane because there's a bus parked in your lane and it's a single carriageway, you'd move out as well, wouldn't you? And that's what they do before you. And it makes you nervous. You think, oh my goodness, he's moving out. Oh, he's behind me. Shit, where's he come from?
Yeah.
And he's come from behind you because he can see the problem that you've got. And he's thinking, well, they're going to move out. I'm going to move out. I did a video yesterday on a dual carriageway in Bradford. It's where every single learner fails their test when they come back to the Thornbury Test Centre. They don't see the cars parked in the left lane. We do as experienced drivers because we see everyone moving out of that lane. Now, you don't randomly move out of lanes. You just don't. You don't move out of lanes. And when you do, there's a reason behind it. And the reason is there's a parked vehicle. And it's something people don't see. And it's something you need to see. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's important that when you're driving the car that you see these problems. It's important that when you see these problems that you deal with these problems. And the earlier you deal with them, the less problem they are later on in life. Yeah. Okay, so now what you need